Bandidos, it's Tuesday, October 11th, and that means the vendors have reset. So let's go check them out and see if there are any must-buys. Before we check out the first vendor, you should know that the Micro League has started today and you have 2 weeks to complete it. Basically, it's speed trials for Grand Washington Hotel, American History Museum, Wall Street, District Union Arena. Also, you got to bleed some hostiles and eliminate Black Tusk elites. And when you do, you will unlock the rewards on this track, starting with the patch and some really good caches. And of course, those ever so valuable exotic caches that will help you level up your expertise to 20 and beyond. Here we are at the Washington, D.C. main vendor. And first up, we have the lightning rod, which has perfect salvage on it for 85% chance to refill the magazine on kill. We have the PP19, not very good. The TKB 408, not very good. We have the Deseros, which is actually a really good pistol, but it's not in good condition. A Providence backpack, not that good. A Bellstone chest, and that's probably going to be a skip also. Let's check out the next vendor. Here we are at the countdown vendor, and the first thing up is the Mozambique special with perfect bread basket. We're just gonna skip on through that one. We have the battery pack backpack, which is actually not that bad. If you don't have one, get this, it's okay. Swap chain with perfect wavering, and it doesn't have very good stats. Let's head on over to the clan vendor. So here we are at the clan vendor. The first thing up is the Cold Relations, which is a really good SMG. It's just not in very good condition, so I'm not gonna put this on the must buy. Next thing is True Patriot, and it's got status effects on it. Actually, I am going to say buy this if you don't already have a set of True Patriot with status effects already on it. And the reason why is this makes a really great legendary team support build using the blue screen. And I have that build recipe for you right here. I will put a link down below in the description area. It is definitely a must watch and use, especially on these new legendaries. It'll be tons of fun. You're gonna debuff the enemy and power up your team with the True Patriot set while giving the Vile Mask Toxic Delivery. It's actually a really cool build. You're gonna have fun with it. Hardwired, which is not that great. And then we have Future Gloves with repair skills. This SR1, which is going to be junk. Military MK46. Junk. These Yaahl gloves are going to be a must buy. This sets you up for an unlimited Yaahl farm. So let me explain to you how you're going to do it, and you have all week to do this. So I definitely recommend you take advantage. What you're going to do is buy as many Yaahl gloves as you can. Then you're going to destroy them. You're going to crush them, because what you're looking for is actually the Yaahl weaves. By crushing them, you're going to get the Yaahl gear synthetic pennas. We have 2 here, and then we're going to use that to craft the Yaahl gear that we're actually looking for. So even if you're not looking for any Yaahl gear specifically right now, just buy a bunch of Yaahl gloves and crush them until your weaves are full. And actually, these Yaahl gloves aren't that bad. They're keepers all on their own. So I do recommend at least keeping 1 pair of these, maybe. Okay, next up we have the Sokolov knee pads, which are pretty much going to be a pass. And then we have the Black Market shotgun. No. This Wyvern chest, it's no, not really going to be that helpful. I use Brazos to make this legendary skill build that can take a grenade to the face and love it. I made it in the lab, live on Twitch in unedited gameplay, where I make all my builds. Follow me over there for more Division 2 fun. Shout out to all the members of Tux's Players Club. I'm really honored to have your support and can't imagine a better way to say thank you than providing you with more of what you love. This playlist on my YouTube homepage hosts your bonus content, extra builds, gamer music playlists, and more. Not a member yet? It's time you join a strong, positive community. Links here and in the area below. Okay, here we are at the theater settlement. The first thing up is the artist tool. It comes with perfect rifleman that gives you 66% damage when landing your headshot. This one's not in really good shape, so we're gonna skip over it. KSG shotgun with rate of fire, not a good one. 1886 with magazine size, not a good one. Douglas Harding gloves, not junk. We'll pass. Gila guard with skill stats. Now we'll pass on those. All right, here we are at the campus. The new reliable. It's got the right stats on it. It's not that rare of a weapon, so I'm not really gonna say buy this one unless you absolutely don't have it. But if you do decide to buy it, I do recommend it on both the Striker build and Heartbreaker. It's sort of okay outside of that. Next up is a Covert SRS. It's going to be junk. Custom L86. Sledgehammer, no. Empress International, we'll skip that. Petrov holster, we'll skip that. All right, here we are are at DZ West. First up is Colibri with Jazz Hands, and you know, it's not that great. It's not a DZ exclusive, so we're gonna skip over that. And for the rest of this stuff, we're gonna go ahead and just cover it quickly, but unless it's really unique, I'm gonna say don't buy anything that's not DZ exclusive from the DZ vendors, unless you have so many DZ credits you don't know what to do with them. And the rest of the stuff is pretty much junk anyways. Here we are, DZ South. All right, the Orbit's for sale, and it's very important everybody has at least one of these. So it has the talent Perfect Finisher, so swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% crit chance, 40% crit damage for 15 seconds, which is a nice little duration if you're really good at swinging into your pistol. Moving on, again, we're gonna go through the other stuff pretty quickly, because if it's not rare, then I'm not gonna suggest you spend your hard-earned DZ credits on this stuff, and most of this stuff looks like it is junk anyways. So let's move on to DZ East. First up is the Claws Out holster. Again, actually, I think, was it last week or the week before we had this also for sale? I think it was the week before last. Wow, so Claws Out holster again. So this is gonna give you 10% skill damage because that's Wyvern. It's got a skill tier on it. And this one's got status effects as the flexible attribute. So you'd probably wanna roll that out. You can keep it if you're gonna run this with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece and a deflector shield. So this Claws Out holster is really handy with the deflector shield because it gives you more pistol damage and skill damage, and that's what the deflector shield builds do. They're built around the pistol, with the deflector shield being your secondary weapon, not the primary weapon. So you can put skill damage under instead of status effects there, and then keep the skill tier, or you could keep the status effects and roll on armor to buff the shield and buff yourself, and then the skill damage would still apply to the shield, and status effects would be helpful again if you're running Ridgeway's Pride, which synergizes with the deflector shield. Again, we're gonna go through this other stuff quickly. All right, here we are in New York. And first up is a PP19. That's gonna be basically junk. And then we got SOCOM. The talents aren't that great though. So double barrel sawed-off shotgun, junk. X45, junk. Alps Summit backpack with opportunistic. It's got explosive resistance and skill haste. That could be good for a healer build, actually. It's got skill haste, and so I would take off explosive resistance and put repair skills. And then you got repair skills already, and then you'd put a repair skills mod, and then you run the Scorpio shotgun, which most healers do anyways, to help buff the team. That's really good. You can buff the team, give them opportunistic, and so it's an alternative way to run a healer build. It gives your team more damage buffs. Try this with your healer build and legendary. Here we are with some Overlord knees. They're not very good. An RNK mask, it's not very good also. Okay, moving on to Benitez, and he kicks it off with an MP5 steady-handed. It's not very good. Surplus SVD, no, that one's junk. This M1A CQB is awfully tempting. It has all the right stats, including Ranger, which is very nice on an M1A. That gives you 2% weapon damage for every 5 meters out you are away from your targets, and those legendary targets like to play deep, so you get a lot of damage out of that. The stats aren't max rolled, so you know you have to invest. 93R, Overlord, Petrov knees, Bandidos. If you love grenade sandwiches, then this Brazos build is for you. Enjoy.